Alright, what are your thoughts about like this mechanic in Apex? So it's called tap strafing, right? You can scroll wheel up to tap strafe, right? Because if you're inputting just W keys, and now you can do a full like 180.
What you just said.
Oh, what the fuck? That's so sick.
That's actually dope.
That's so sick.
And you could juke someone so hard.
Oh my god.
What's his name?
Yeah.
That is so cool.
So with that, right? People are saying that like it should be removed because I don't know, like it's unintended.
It will.
I think things that are unintended end up getting removed in almost every single game.
Think about it this way: B-hop while healing and shit got removed.
Yeah, true.
This is definitely gonna get removed.
It's cool though.
Tap strafing removed?
Guys, tap strafing, sad to see it. More importantly, I'm sad to see Respawn's direction when it comes to movement mechanics for MK players.
I'm speechless right now.
Literally, the one thing that made Apex fun was the movement. Like,
Ready to kill your game?
No shot, dude. What?
Bro, Respawn is removing tap strafing.
What?
Yeah.
There's no shot, bro.
Go Twitter. Whoa, go Twitter.
So what game are you playing now?
We switching or what?
I'm not playing. I'm dead serious. I'm not playing.
You done with Apex?
Yeah, I'm done. If they remove, I'm done.
Valorant?
I guess.
Unorthodox moves, but they kind of working for him.
With the developers of Apex recently announcing that they would remove tap strafing in their next patch, I thought I'd go over the history of other games, their movement mechanics, and why I think removing the movement is the wrong move. Now, since I like a challenge, I've set a rule for myself. For this entire video, I will not mention aim assist.
How original.
I won't even mention controller players.
Daring today, aren't we?
Mostly, I don't think it's a really productive comparison.
It's kind of weird. Them saying it's in an inaccessible like mechanic where like PC players have this tap strafing and all that stuff. It's just like kind of like weird because like M&K can't get aim assist, like it's inaccessible. Same thing how like me looting a box and moving, a controller player can't do that. Does that mean they're gonna take that away? You know what I mean? Like,
but also, I think there's other angles a lot of other people are missing when they talk about the implications of removing tap strafe. So real quick, you might be asking, what is tap strafing? Basically, it's how a player redirects their movement in midair using a series of inputs and exploiting the movement of the game. So let's take a trip back in time. It's 1996, and a group of greasy little muskrats, a plague of muskrats, invents Quake, and then a year after that, an even greasier muskrat invents something better, strafe jumping. Now, since it's like right after the Big Bang, but right before Big Bang Theory, games aren't really connected to the internet, and so the developers can't patch it out. But would they want to? I won't get into all the nitty-gritties, but those exploits and movement mechanics are what helped make Quake as iconic and as popular as it is, and it actually helped define movement in shooters as a whole. If you want to learn more, I highly suggest you check out Carl's video, which I'll link underneath. Needless to say, strafe jumping, zigzagging, bunny hopping were all unintended exploits of movement mechanics in that game. But the player's creativity and ingenuity is what helped propel the game forward and helped its player base and community evolve when the game existed in a time when it couldn't be updated conventionally. Players could etch out and express their gameplay styles and how they move, and that's reflected today when you consider how different Apex streamers look different when they play. To a certain degree, their personality is reflected in their playstyle. Or how about an intended mechanic which separated casuals and tryhards? Super Smash Bros. Has had Z cancelling or L cancelling since its original iteration, which is where you could hit a button right before you hit the ground and cancel your landing animation, or landing lag. It just made you speedier.
I am speed.
But it was removed in later versions of the game. Speaking about Brawl, Sakurai mentioned that they removed L cancels because he didn't want the game's meta to become more and more hardcore and tournament oriented, instead opting for a game that, quote, anybody can play. The only problem is that Melee is arguably the most popular Smash game until Ultimate, and whether you're a player or a spectator, the era of wave dashing and L cancelling is seen as many as the peak of Smash Bros. And it's not as though Nintendo straight up removed these mechanics, they tweaked and iterated the existing mechanics to supplement this change. Landing lag has been reduced more and more in every single game. Ultimate even has items which reduce it. Finally, I want to talk about the developers of Warframe. Warframe is a game known for its high speeds, high mobility, and all-around free-to-play polish. In the early days of Warframe, there was a movement exploit called coptering. Coptering was the same as wave dashing, bunny hopping, and tap strafing. It was an unintended mechanic which allowed players to move ridiculously fast. In Quake, B-hopping saved you seconds, fractions of a second. In Smash, L-canceling saved you mere frames. In Warframe, they gained goddamn jetpacks. You look at these early videos of coptering and your eyes start bleeding. They just blast off across the map. Everyone's making videos about how to do it, new places they can reach doing it, the community's having a blast. What did the Warframe developers do? They walk in a big huff and go, "Hey, you kids having fun in there?" No, they were like, "Fuck yeah, we're making games. Games are fun, and that shit looks fun like a slip and slide." This is taken from an interview the Epic Gamer Boys over at The Gamer had with the COO, Sheldon Carter. If you go back and look at some of the early Warframe videos, it was all about how to copter through a level, Carter tells The Gamer. You look at those things and you're like, if all the players are doing it, and it's an exploitive behavior in terms of speed traveling, but it's something that they all love, how is this something that we can incorporate into the game in a way that makes it a cool feature, but also gave them mobility? It's funny, those players helped us to understand that mobility was such a huge aspect of Warframe. It was a bug that got exploited, and we changed that into a key defining feature of Warframe, which is cool. It's about a relationship we have with the community and the players, Carter says. The relationship we've built with them. We think of it like we're co-developing the game with the players, so the things that they see and find, we take really seriously. Bullet jumping is a great example because it isn't coptering exactly, but it's an expression of that feeling for them. We try our best to give players what they want, but in a surprising and different way, so it feels fresh. It's not like, hey, they just made coptering a thing. They changed coptering into bullet jumping, which is even cooler because now I can go up and I can reach places I couldn't before. Our level design team started coming up with ways that they could use that in all the levels, Carter explains. It's this really dynamic, collaborative process with the players. I think when we're at our best, when Warframe's at its best, it's because we have that relationship with the players. Apex is some of the best designers and developers in the business, and I really mean that. I think they created a game so tight and so smooth that when something isn't balanced, it sticks out and chafes and irritates us. But it's only a symptom of their otherwise great design. The gunplay, the legend balance, the level design from the large scale of the maps to the nooks and crannies of Skulltown and Fragment, which are iconic due to their masterful design. There's a million ways to deal with tap strafing without patching it out, design around it, remaster it, revamp it, but I think removing it is a mistake. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed, I hope you subscribe. Peace.